Take off the foo-foo. Take off.
Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Alex and this is TechFlow, and I'm thrilled to introduce to you the LG G3, or more commonly dubbed the new LG Evo.
Take off your idols. Take off the runway. Take off the
Full transparency, LG have sent me this TV and sponsored this video, so I've spent the last month of my life digging into this, watching standard TV, 4K streams on Netflix, playing some games from both Xbox and the PS5, and I have to say this TV has the potential to be the TV to get in 2023. Now, obviously this panel is packed with all the standard features you'd expect from a TV, starting at a hair over $2,000 for the 55-inch. 4K resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, Dolby Vision, VRR, which stands for variable refresh rate. However, it's additional upgrades that completely set this TV apart and transform it in both performance and its appearance. Now, if you want the short on the picture quality, it's by far drop dead fantastic. And if you're buying a TV just for the picture quality, then bite the bullet on this TV, you will not regret it. However, I want to start out by talking about what makes this panel different from other panels. And that's about how you place this thing in your space. Now, whether you like it or not, a TV, especially at these sizes, they are a piece of furniture, and they can make or break a space depending on where you place them. You can see here from the Evo's predecessor in 2020, hanging like a picture frame in my kitchen, it's so flush to the wall, and it achieves this by using a proprietary bracket that's actually included in the box. Now, unlike the norm, the wall mount is included in the box, and the tabletop mount, if you should prefer, is sold separately. And this is the role reversal for most TVs. The proprietary included bracket actually retracts into the footprint of the TV, meaning that the TV can basically sit flush against the wall, and it just looks fantastic. The one problem with this, however, though, is although it does look really good, you are going to have to put some thought into your cable management to pull off the look. Even if you've got your HDMI and power cables in the wall behind the TV, this will still mean that the TV cannot sit flush against the wall, and in my opinion, having it sit flush is a huge selling point for getting this TV specifically, and I would highly recommend enlisting the help of an electrician to set the sockets back into the wall so the TV can sit flush. The G3 has some ultra-thin bezels around its screen, they're almost non-existent, and the frame of the TV is actually a brushed metal, unlike its predecessors, which was basically just made out of plastic, so this gives it a more premium feel. There's no chin across the bottom of this TV, but there is a very small notch, and this is needed because it houses the sensor for the remote and a physical power button underneath, which I have never once ever used. So what I've found so far is when I'm watching 4K content or even SD content, the image is just breathtakingly clear, sharp, and vibrant were the words that I pulled out of the hat. I mean, as you can see behind me, the colours just pop with crazy vibrancy, and obviously that's coupled with Dolby Vision and HDR for the best overall experience. With that being said, and this may be subjective though, it's slightly oversaturated and over-sharpened out of the box, but that comes with any new TV. And I always suggest you venture into the settings of the TV and make a profile that basically suits your viewing needs. On the same hand as this though, I would like to say that a lot of these newer TVs seem to have an over-processed image, and that's different from it being over-sharpened and or too vibrant, and this TV doesn't seem to be over-processed, which I like. That tends to be a trait of cheaper quality TVs. As mentioned at the start of this video though, there's one thing that really blew me away inside of this TV, and that's watching TV on this that's broadcast over my set-top box or that's live. Now generally they will package this as HD TV, but 9 times out of 10 this is just an upscaled 720p stream, and this is where this TV really shone for me. Now after some research, it turns out it's the Alpha 9 Gen 6 processor which LG have specifically made for these TVs, and it basically upscales and sharpens the picture, resulting in obviously improved image quality. But it's not only about how sharp the image looks, it's also about how it feels when you watch it. Now this has a glossy screen on it, and that seems to add a decent amount of depth to the colours, and obviously with this being an OLED, it ensures perfect contrast with great black levels. The only other thing to add that blew me away was the viewing angles. I'm not sure how LG pull these off, but you can literally be 90 degrees from this TV and the image on it is still perfectly viewable. I really don't know how they do this. One other common issue with OLED TVs is to do with light, specifically that of artificial light in your room or that is pouring through from the sun through your large floor-to-ceiling windows, or if you've got a big window, you deal with reflections with OLED TVs, and it's a known problem with them. LG have basically tackled this with two key areas here, and the first is a new anti-reflective coating on top of the pixels, and it does seem to work really well. So yes, the screen is glossy, but it's a super dark tint which seems to sort of eat up all of the reflections that pour onto the panel itself. The second way is being the actual brightness of this panel that it can produce. So if it's super sunny, you can throw it in the new brightness booster max mode, and by default OLED TVs aren't as bright compared to the previous LCD or LED TVs. However, the G3 is now 70% brighter than the previous non-OLED EVO models. When it comes to consumption, the LG G3 is definitely up there in terms of software and all the smarts that it has. It has all the essential apps like Netflix, Apple TV, Prime Video, Disney Plus, and you've even got quick access to these on the all-new remote, which I've found lasts completely forever on two AA batteries. It's nice to hold in the hand, and it has the Magic Wand built in, and that works really well too. And there's also a microphone for voice commands if you like that sort of thing. But even getting external devices on this TV is a breeze too. Around the back you've got 4 separate HDMI 2.1 ports that are all capable of 4K 120Hz, which is a massive win considering high refresh rate content is getting more and more widely adopted, that with the PlayStation 5 and Xboxes and even people gaming now on their TVs. And speaking of gaming, you'd like to know this is definitely one of the best gaming TVs on the market today. So if you're thinking of picking up a panel for gaming, this is the one to get. Now obviously if you're gaming, you'll need to flick it into its gaming mode, and firing up the PS5 or the Xbox playing on even 60 or 120 FPS, the games run incredibly smooth thanks to the VRR, that stands for variable refresh rate, which basically allows the games to remain stutter free. I'm not sure how they've done this, but it boasts a 0.1 millisecond response time and supports Nvidia G-Sync and AMD's FreeSync Premium. I also do like the Game Optimizer feature, which gives you a nice little GUI showing you different things about what the TV is doing and the signal it is receiving to make sure that you're running the games correctly. Some other small things to note as well is obviously this TV does support HDMI ARC, which stands for audio return channel. So with an HDMI cable you can hook this up to your soundbar or your receiver and you can receive sound over there absolutely fine. It has a plethora of USB ports on there, so if you want to charge things up or play content on this TV, you can do. It's got optical out if that's your preferred way of interfacing with your sound system. And something to note as well, all of the ports on this TV aren't backwards firing, they're all sideways ports, and they've done this because of what I mentioned earlier with the way this TV is mounted on the wall and how flush it can sit, but also it makes it really easy if you do just want to peel this TV back from the wall and quickly plug something in or make a slight change to your AV setup. Look, I'll drop a link to this TV below. I'm really struggling to say anything negative about this panel sat behind me. Are you thinking of buying this TV? Let us know in the comment section down below, guys. And if you are, what other TVs are you also considering? Just let us know in the comments so everybody can see what you're looking for. Anyway, guys, my name's been Alex, and this has been TechFlow, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.